We got a new track from FIDLAR, it's called By Myself, and it's off their upcoming record, Almost Free. Right off the bat, you got a pretty unique opening for FIDLAR with an unprocessed guitar and just unfiltered singing, and I like it a lot. It's pretty easy to sing along to, and it's just a catchy, nice opening to the song. After that though, it starts to go downhill when it goes into a very computerized bass drum and shaker beat that is just consistent throughout the entire track. It never really stops, and it just kind of drains any life that I would like to have had from this track with that really interesting beginning, but it just takes it away. Like a lot of FIDLAR's other tracks, there's constant use of the group singing with a lot of layers of vocals, which always sounds good. They're masters at it at this point, and it's welcome in this track. Like I said earlier, there isn't much variation in this track, with the same beat just occurring throughout the entire song, not a whole lot of changes in the choruses or bridges, just a very simple, basic song. The lyrical themes are extremely recycled, nothing new that we haven't already heard from FIDLAR. A lot of stuff about being on drugs, drinking, waking up on your friend's floor, Can you cut that right? I get that that might be the main thing FIDLAR wants to talk about, as that might be very close to their heart, and that really is what they are doing, so they want to sing about it and make it be known. However, at this point it just seems very repetitive, and just how some people, you know, make fun of Taylor Swift for always talking about her exes. At this point, I feel like I'm making fun of FIDLAR for singing about the same damn thing in every single song. This video's Frankly, this is a very bland track, and it's similarly underwhelming along with other singles from this album so far. There were a few good ones, but I'd say in general, I'm just disappointed by the singles coming out of this album. Clearly, this song is very influenced by mainstream production, as I was talking about twice now. That sort of very computerized beat that's throughout the entire thing, it just sounds very bland, very dry, overused, and it just seems like FIDLAR is trying to play into something that they're not usually used to. I'd like to point out, I'm not mad at them for trying new things, trying to move forward in their music careers. However, this isn't really it just seems like this isn't really them, and this isn't really something that fits with their sound, and it just seems a little try-hard. I wish I had more to say about this track specifically. Unfortunately, it's just a very bland, underwhelming song, and it just feels a little uninspired to me. So I don't have much more to say about this track off this album. However, I am going to talk about my hopes for the upcoming album as a whole. So complete speculation by me on this new sound that they're going with, but I feel like it's either one of two things. I feel like either A, they're partying way more than they ever have in their music career, which would be very surprising because FIDLAR is a bunch of party animals. And this is making them lazy and they're not working as hard in the booth in production. And that seems less likely to me. The other outcome, which I think is probably what's happening, is that they came across a bunch of new deals and they're being lured by some big paychecks, and so they're buying into a more friendly sound for more people, which isn't a bad thing. I mean, just like any other industry, the music industry is a place where you want to make your money. But I just really hope this doesn't take away from their sound that they've built up over all these years to be very unique. So far, I wouldn't characterize these singles as bad, just extremely low effort. Rehashing very similar sounds and themes, like on the song Alcohol relating to cocaine, which we mentioned in that track review, or just doing things that are very unlike their MO, like bleeding into these pop trends that a lot of other people are trying out. I'm still hopeful that the other songs on this album will be more towards their sound that we've heard in the past, with some still variation, you know, still some growth, but just more towards what people have known to love FIDLAR for. However, at this point, I am getting a little worried about that, and I'm not sure they're going to do that. This definitely isn't the direction I was hoping FIDLAR would take with this album, but it's completely understandable as they are one of the most popular bands in the garage rock, surf rock genre, and with that comes a lot of fame and deals, and basically they're leading the pack more than any other band in this genre, so it gives them that leeway to make certain creative decisions that maybe other bands don't. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing for their sound remains to be seen. I can't talk, but I guess we'll just have to wait and find out. Overall, I'm gonna give this track a 60. It's really not that great. It wasn't what I was hoping for, but at the same time, it's not a terrible song. It's catchy, it's got some redeeming melodies, and yeah, well, I guess we'll see what else they have in store. The album comes out pretty soon. I'm really looking forward to hearing it. Let me know what you thought of this song, whether you liked it, didn't like it, drop a like, dislike on this video, if you agreed or disagreed, and I'll see you next time. No responsibilities.
This is no responsibilities. Subscribe please.